I was just hanging out by the scratching post, and someone told me the pre-release Raichu just sold for $550,000. Now, some people say they don't know who sold it, but I think I know.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Matt. I talk about rare Pokemon cards. I lied about that first clip because I thought it would get more viewers to watch. Now let me show you some insane rare Pokemon card sales that happened this week. Let's get going. Kicking things off, we have a Magikarp from 151. Or is it Scarlet and Violet? I forget. Don't comment. $80 sale for this because of this printer hickey right here. Repeating error that covers the MAG in Magikarp. Oh, a large one. I want this. People have picked up for 40 before. This one sold for 80. Average non-error price, $1.50. So that gives us an error value increase of 5,233%, which is good enough for number 4 this week. I am creating a custom scale for part of my job, food scale. It's really cool. I won't show the logo, but yeah, look at. And I tried to remove the plastic when I was on a call with my team the other day, and I sliced my finger open, and God, it was bleeding a lot. Today's the first day it's not bleeding. You didn't have to know that. I just wanted to share because I thought, oh crap, this is gonna affect my snapping, but I don't snap with my pointer finger. So we're all right. Next up, we have a PSA 10 Poliwrath. This is a Top Sun card, blue back with the no number error. So right here, there should be 62. That's missing. And this bad boy sold for $2,500, which is really, really crazy. Average non-error price for a PSA 10, just standard, $437.50. I believe, yeah, this is a population 4 for the no number error. That gives us an EVI of 471%. So not a $24,000 sale, but an $18,000 sale for this PSA 10 Shining Gyarados with the double hollow variant. This is Diamond too. I think that means it was verified by another company too, saying yes, this is in fact a 10. I can tell with Gyarados, there will be stars on Gyarados and also on the Fisherman. And there might just be more hollow there. Kind of hard to tell when it's in, behind several layers of plastic, but $18,000. That's crazy. For a standard edition, first edition, you can actually buy a house with that probably. Average non-error price is $8,200. Only that for a PSA 10. So a cool $10,000 of value added to this card. Play that music. There we go. Base set Charizard with a fat bottom miscut. Listed for $750, sold for $500. CGC called it a minor miscut. CGC 5. Look at that. So just a thin border on the top there. And that fat daddy border on the bottom. Now, is that the makings of another card? This must be enough border where it's showing the top of another card. But no alignment dot, so it's perfectly centered left to right. And on the back, we have that almost perfect cul-de-sac miscut. Just a little bit on the top. They're still holding on to it. Really cool. I saw this one pop up and sold pretty quickly, I think within a few weeks of it being up. And added $170 of value, which is good for Charizard. Anything Charizard related, even with errors, doesn't add that much value typically, so this is pretty good. Oh god. I just deleted the link. Crap. Shout out to this person right here with this photo. Good job. Okay, PSA 7, black dot error Chansey. PSA recognizes it. Look at that. Oh, it's the small one. Okay. Right here. Small black dot. If it looks better, just do this. Okay. Black repeating error right here, ink dot, ranges in severity. PSA recognizes it. PSA 7 sold by PSA for $1,000. Really cool. Obviously PSA 7 means it's in pretty good shape. We like to see that. And this is the most severe of the error, which is really neat to see. There's no 10s. We have 2 9s for this, and a couple else, down the line here. Neat. Okay, I could Thank you, PSA. That's actually very interesting. Average non-error price for grade 7 is $36. So 2,666% is good enough for number 6 this week. Very neat. Oh yeah, this is a neat one. Here we have a CGC 8 base set Poliwrath. Now that's not why this is neat. We have a misaligned print layer error. A hollow shift. Look at that. Pretty significant. So we see the gap right here. We see this right here. You know, it's got the shadow down here and here. It's cool to see how that all shifts. These sell for a lot, and this is no exception. $2,250 for this bad boy. Back is normal. Boy, yeah, these are rare and they are valuable. Average non-error price is $55 for a grade 8. So 3,991% is good enough for number 5. Next up, we have an ancient Mew with the Nintendo error. Let's see if we can see this here. Right here. Third and the Nintendo is missing. I always realized that, like, I didn't realize there were 2 different versions of this because this text looks bigger than the one I'm usually using. What's the difference between this and this besides the error, you know? I've always been curious. But it looks like is that a print line too, which is kind of interesting. But PSA 10, this sold for $3,500. I always like tracking the pricing for these. A little while ago, they were going for like $1,400. Now price charting says $2,000 for the average price for PSA 10. And now here we are with $3,500. Very neat. Double printing backside blank. Numel from Obsidian Flames. And then you can also see the backside of a Pokeball. So they're each 50% opacity. Just look here, you see that? Very neat. Square cut with the thick border on the left, and the back is just completely blank. So this is a make ready. I think, you know, they're doing testing in the Pokemon printing area, and they're like, just print them on the same side. That'd be cool. And then they go, here you go, kid. Good shift. Do you want this? You know, I said good shift. Yes. And this just then sells for $700, $600 for CGC 7. A lot of rambling. Average non-error price for a grade 7, I put $7. The info we have is either non-graded for $1 or grade 9 for $11.50. So $7 sounds good to me. 8,471% is good enough for number 2 this week. Hitmonlee, first edition. Hitmonlee from Fossil set with the cigar stain error. Sold for $350. Take a look here. Most severe example of this will be 2 big yellow streaks here. And then we have this one, which is probably ranging on the less severe side, but adds quite a bit of premium still. You can see it added $300. And believe it or not, this is number 10 this week with 574%. Wow. Not that crazy amount of cards this week, but definitely high quality cards for sure, I would say. All right, next up we have a Muk, and several things go through my mind here. I'm questioning whether this is NFC or not factory cut or not. And I'm also questioning why this sold for so gosh darn little. If this is NFC, this is a good deal. If this is a legit factory miscut, this is a crazy good deal. I don't have the trained eye to see. You'd have to almost hold up to another Pokemon card to see, and, you know, maybe even have like CGC verify it. But this is insane. This is so cool. So we have a Muk, and then we have, would it be Gengar? Yeah, I think so. We have a Gengar underneath. You can see it's consistent on both sides. So a straight up miscut, if it is in fact one. Does that just look off? Or is that just like how it is so messed up, it's just a miscut? I don't know. That's for everyone else to decide, but crazy good deal. $55 for this. Average non-error price for just a regular Muk is $5. So an EVI of an even 1,000%. That's good enough for number 9 this week. Next up, due to US policies, import fees for this item will need to be paid to customs or shipping carrier on delivery. I've had to do that several times now. Oh yeah, this is a Japanese base set Charizard with the no rarity error, thought to be the first editions of the Japanese world. Wasn't it like there was 4 months of this one printed, 4 years of the other one printed? It was something like that, or like 3 months and then 4 years. So very rare, sells for a lot. You can see this one. Beat up, $2,200 still. Absolutely insane. Average non-error price is $172 for this. And the average error price for this is $1,000. But talking about average non-error price, 172. EVI 1178%, which is good enough for number 8 this week. Very nice. Yeah, I own a company that imports into the US, and boy, has it been a mess. Let's just say that. Next up, we have a lot of Pokemon cards, and I thought this image was just funny. We have a square cut lot of, what is this? Every Jungle Hollow. They're square cut, they're graded by Beckett, and sold for $4,200. Let's just flip through all these right here. Here's all of them. Clefable, Electrode, Flareon, Jolteon, Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Nidoqueen, Pidgeot, Pinsir, Scyther, Snorlax, Vaporeon with a little hollow shift. Look at that. Venomoth, Victory Bell, Vileplume, Wigglytuff. Very cool. There's the backs. Yeah, cool pickup for someone. This would be an absolutely awesome collection to have. If these were all printed on the same sheet, wouldn't the hollow be shifted for all of them? Or did they get these square cuts from somewhere else? I don't know. So yeah, these square cuts are thought to be cut in the factory. These aren't like legit errors, but still very cool. Sold for $4,200. Average non-error price, I don't know, $1,000. I just put something so my calculations don't get all thrown off. So don't know what the average non-error price would be, but yeah, really cool to see. Congrats to whoever picked that up. Here's the error. Here's the non-error. They're both messed up green things. I don't know. Next up, we have a basic energy from Scarlet and Violet with a crazy miscut. Sold for $125 this week. Boy. Okay, so let's find the rounded corner. There it is. Round, edge of sheet, alignment dot, you know, square cut, and yeah, really cool. Ooh, this is like edge of sheet corner even. That's even rarer, isn't it? Yeah, and that usually wouldn't show. So something got so messed up with this that somehow this happened and it ended up in the pack. That is so cool. I would love to see a video of someone pulling this and just being like, what the heck? It's crazy that it even fits in a standard Pokemon pack, you know? Average non-error price is $1.50, which seems a little high for me, but you know, whatever. 8,233% is the EVI, which is good enough for number 3 this week. Next up, Mewtwo promo card, which is, it says misaligned and miscut. So let's see the back in just a second, but this sold for $107. I verified. So we have a bigger border alignment dot. Now if it to be misaligned, the back would have to be different. Hey! All right. So not miscut, this is just misaligned. You don't say miscut and misaligned, actually. So yeah, cool to see miscuts sealed. This usually goes for $45. Like I said, this sold for $107. Very solid. I, for the life of me, could not remember if I talked about this or not. Mimikyu VMAX with a twisted miscut. So you can see no other card here, another card here, and then the back should be more apparent. Yeah, look at that. So we have another card here, alignment dot, and then thick border, down to a little thinner, down to thinner, down to just about nothing. Really cool. These are probably the most satisfying miscuts to look at. And this bad boy sold for $126.48. Next up, we have a Greninja from Pokemon Celebrations. This is sealed, and boy, they snuck in a little extra there for this person. So this sold for $400. Now, why is that? Cut and crimp error. So the crimping machine that closes this plastic got misaligned, cut another card, 20% of another card, 15% of another card, let's say, and then it left it in the pack here. But then it also, I think it crimped the bottom card too. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I think right there is a crimp. So we have cut and crimp error, because it's not double cut and crimp, but yeah, really cool. Oh, wow. So crimps are cool, miscuts are cool, sealed product are cool. Combine them all together, $400. Average non-error price is $30 just for this card, not for sealed, but they don't have sealed pricing. So $1,251 is the EVI. And that's good enough for number 7 this week. All right, and lastly, I'm gonna blur the numbers on the left here for a second. So, pre-release Raichu. How did we get here? So on some sheets for Wizards of the Coast, an uncut sheet, they had a pre-release Clefable, which is a jungle set. So this is like, that hasn't been released yet, but they're kind of teasing it. And then next to that is Raichu. Supposedly on some of the uncut sheets, that pre-release stamp on Clefable got onto Raichu. Now supposedly this happened to like 20 or 25 cards. Apparently most of these were destroyed, but there's always the rumors that some kind of resurface. I've seen other photos of other people maybe having these. It's hard to say, it's not verified, but this is for sure verified by PSA. A pre-release Raichu, PSA 6, and it sold for $550,000. Now this is on Heritage Auctions. I wouldn't go here to sell anything unless you do have a grail. I would say Fanatics Collect or this. This seems like kind of like the boomer site for buying, you know, collectibles, which is okay, you know, clearly it worked. But my goodness, a PSA 6. I'm guessing population 1. $550,000 for grade 6. Okay, I'm going to slowly reveal the rest of the number. Average non-error price for a grade 6 base set Raichu is $31.73. So that gives us $1,733,275% for the error value increase, which is obviously good enough for number 1 this week. That might be the highest total we've ever had. That might be all of the error value increases of every card I've ever talked about combined equal that. That is just mind-blowing. I can't think of anything that would sell for higher. You know, like such a high price is such a low price. Man, yeah. Slight hollow shift too, if you see that. Wow, okay. That'd be interesting if all of them had that actually. Oh god. So that's insane. Repeating error, yes, because maybe there's thought to be more out there. Back to this format. I want to give a shout out. Joey, thank you for calling out and saying, I should go back to the old format. I don't know, sometimes things get stale. You put so much work into something and it seems like the views are the same, so it's like, what's the point? But I really like hearing feedback, so I think this is my favorite format to do. I just have to make sure I kind of stay on top of it because it can be a lot of work, but really have fun talking about these Era Pokemon cards, and I really hope you enjoyed. So please like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye.